Hello Journey Junkie tribe, hello yoga community, and welcome back to the yoga mat with me. Today I'm coming to you from 𝗙𝗪𝗶 Yoga Studio located at True Blue Resort in Grenada. So you guys know that my husband and I have been living here for a few months now on our floating home, aka our sailboat named 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗍. If you are ever in the Grenada area, I highly recommend you either stay here or drop by to take a relaxing, incredible yoga class. And you guys can't see, but the view is absolutely beautiful, overlooking the ocean. It's breathtaking. Okay, so today's class, I'm so excited to bring it to you. It is a shoulder chest awakening Vinyasa yoga practice. The goal here is to combat all of the sitting we do, all of the forward movements that we do, especially in our current culture, right? So even if you don't have a desk job, I know you still own a cell phone and or a computer, which brings your shoulders forward, collapses your chest, collapses your heart space. So today's class is all about awakening that area and really shining your heart out. I do recommend that you grab a yoga strap. If you don't have one, get a scarf or a belt. We'll be using them to do strap belt circles. And then lastly, I will invite you in Shavasana to take a heart opening variation. So if you got 2 blocks, you could use it for supported fish. If you have a bolster, which is what I will use, I'll be using it in my Shavasana posture, okay? So if you've got extra props, gather them up, unroll your yoga mat, and let's get started. All right, for this yoga practice, we are starting in Balasana, child's pose. So you take whatever variation feels good. I am a knees wide kind of girl, but you can bring them closer in if that's too much on your hips. I want you to rest your bum back on your heels and then walk your fingers, walk your hands forward like a cat, prowling your way. Once you get to a really extended place, stay tented up onto your fingertips and allow your forehead to soften down. I want you to keep those fingertips tented up. Feel your armpits hollow out. And then allow your chest to soften. The belly. We're here for 5 breaths. Settle in, maybe set an intention for your practice right now. Your intention could be something like, I will soften my heart space. A lot of us tend to armor up, to build walls around our heart from past traumas, experiences, conversations. So softening your heart is a beautiful intention. And now for real, let's take 5 breaths together. Release your fingertips, let the palms of your hands lay flat on the earth, and take one more breath here. Alrighty, inhale to lift the gaze, walk your hands back towards the body, hug your knees together, come into a kneeling position. If this is too much on the knees, feel free to take a seated position. Inhale the right arm high. Let the hand fall behind you. Bring the left hand to the top of the right elbow and stretch. Send those right fingertips further down the back. If you have the space, you can come into cow face arms, bringing the left hand up the back. Also, if you have your strap, you can harness it to help you come into the pose better. And then keep sending your right elbow high, so don't let it collapse here. We've got 5 more breaths. Release the clasp. Bring your arms in front of you and hug the right arm underneath the left. Wind them up for eagle pose arms. So the full twisted variation is what you see here. If this is too much, you can just bring the backs of the hands together. Whatever you choose, bring those elbows up in line with the shoulders. Send the hands away from the face so you find that edge along the back upper body. And breathe. 3 breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Send the left arm high. Bend the elbow. Let the hand drape behind you. Right hand comes to the left elbow and gently guide the left fingertips further down the back. Five breaths here. See if you can keep your core gently engaged. The crown of your head directly over the midline of the body. One more big inhale. Exhale, release. This time the left arm comes underneath the right. Eagle pose. Wind it up. Once you get there, elbows in line with the shoulders. Send the hands away from the face. And breathe for 3. So as you breathe throughout this practice, I want you to send your breath to your intention. So if your intention was, I want to soften my heart space, take off the armor, knock down the walls, then your breath should be going to your heart. All right, so send that energy, send that vitality, send that focus and awareness to your heart space. One more breath. Release. Meet me in a neutral tabletop pose, setting up for thread the needle. So stack shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. On an inhale breath, send that right arm high to the sky. Reach through the fingertips, broaden across the chest. Exhale to sweep it through. Right shoulder, right ear coming down. You can keep the left hand planted here. Lately, I like extending the fingertips far out in front of me. You can also bind behind the back and catch the top of the right thigh. You choose. We are here for a lovely moment. Settle in. Breathe. If your hand is extended forward or you found the bind, bring that left hand back in front of your face. Big inhale, push into the core of your hand. Rise up, unwind the body. Reach the right fingertips high. Exhale, neutral tabletop. Immediately the other side. Left arm goes high. Exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder, left ear coming down. You choose where that right hand goes. And then bring your awareness to your right hip. Has it hinged forward or is it splaying off to the side? Send it back in space, feeling the alignment and the squareness of your hips. And breathe. And bring that right hand back towards the face. On an inhale, push through the core of your hand. So feel the entire hand support you as you rise up. Inhale that left arm high. Exhale, neutral tabletop. Coming into puppy pose. I believe the Sanskrit name is Anahatasana, which the heart chakra is named Anahata. So you can imagine this pose is amazing for your heart chakra. So line your hips up with your knees. This is what tends to happen that throws the pose off as we hinge too far forward. Hips directly over the knees. Keep them there. Gaze forward. Take a big step with one hand, a big step with the other hand, and then let the chest melt down. You can bring chin or forehead to the mat. You choose. So personally, when I come into this pose, I get a little bit anxious. It's really intense. Try to find your breath to allow you to surrender. The real benefit happens once you let go. Stick with me. If you lost the breath, invite it back. Bring it back into your heart space. A couple more breaths here. All right, inhale. Find all 10 fingertips. Use the strength of your arms to pick up your head. Gaze forward, hinge forward. Meet me in forearm plank. Take your time to transition, big transition from a big posture. Once you get there, shoulders over the elbows. Make space along the backside body. So I want you to broaden the upper back. Hug the core in. Feel like there's a corset. From every which angle, the core is active. Melt the tailbone down towards your heels. Energize the legs. You are one long line of energy here. Gaze forward. 5 more breaths. And soften the knees. Lower all the way to the belly. Forehead comes down. Slide the hands back towards the low ribs. We're coming into Bhujangasana Cobra pose. So toes together. Your one long line of energy again. Roll the shoulders up and back. Magnetize the elbows together. Firm up the core. On an inhale, push through the heel of your hand and lift up. Inhale, here we go. Send that heart through. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Hello, back muscles. Inhale, rise up. This time, pick your hands up. You're going to fall down quite a bit. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Meet me in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So fingertips are spread super wide. You're using the earth as a pillar of strength and support. Sending energy up through the core of the arms. You're rotating the upper arms out so you can feel that space being made all along the shoulder girdle and the neck. Allow the sitting bones to reach high as you open through the posterior chain, so the backside body. Feel that like really good stretch through your hamstrings and your calves. As a yoga student and as a yoga teacher, I feel like downward facing dog has so many subtle cues, and energetically you can feel something so different every time. It's such a learning opportunity for us. A couple more breaths. Feel free to bicycle the legs. And come back to stillness. Inhale to gaze forward. Tippy toe your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Hands come to shins. Firm the arms. Hug the shoulders back. Core is lifted. And fold. Uttanasana. Relax. On an inhale, we're going to roll the body up. If your strap is nearby, bring it with you. As you begin to roll up, head and neck come last. Hello, Tadasana. All right, we're coming into strap or belt circles. So bring your strap out in front of you. You're going to clasp it around with your hands. Bring the feet to hip width distance, maybe even a little wider. And the strap is definitely wider than your shoulders, okay? So on an inhale, we're going to bring it up. On an exhale, we're going to bring it behind and back and forth, for quite a few rounds here. This is a beautiful exercise to do in the morning. You can also do this at your desk or any time that you're feeling like, holy crap, I am a gremlin, right? I feel like that a lot during the day. So here we go. Inhale, lift the strap up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take your time. You might need to widen your grip here. Let the strap fall behind you. There you go. Inhale it high. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. And for extra credit, if you want to catch the strap with your eyes as it comes over, inhale it up. So don't move your head, just wait for it to come into your vision and then watch it come down. Inhale, lift. Track the strap with your eyes and bring it down. Big inhale, lift. Exhale, release in front of you. Couple more. Inhale, lift. Feel how much space is being made all throughout the chest region. Three more. Inhale, lift those arms high. Exhale, let the strap fall behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it forward. Last round, inhale, lift. Welcome love into your heart, into your life. Exhale, what's holding you back from love. Inhale that love back in again. Exhale, draw it even further inward as the hands come down to rest. All right, how does that feel? Good, right? So release the strap off to the side. You won't need it anymore. Tadasana mountain pose. Interlace the hands behind the back, coming into standing yogi mudra. Another really great posture to do throughout your day. Send that fist package down towards the earth. Bring the chest, the sternum towards the sky. Guide the tailbone down as you firm up the core and lift the ribs away from the hips. Big inhale breath. Maybe you gaze up. Exhale, bend or with straight legs, forward fold. Keep the bind. Lower all the way down. Relax the head and neck. Bring your fists away from the body. One more round of breath. Inhale, release the hands, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Lower all the way to the belly. Cross right ankle over left. Interlace the hands behind the back. On an inhale breath, rise up. Last inhale. Exhale, release. Cross the left ankle. Funny pinky on top when you rebind the arms. On an inhale, rise up. Last breath. Exhale, lower down, push up, plank pose. Meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. And inhale to square that hip off. Exhale, knee to nose, round, gaze forward. plant the right foot. We're coming up to Virabhadrasana 1, so the left leg is coming to a 45 degree, the left foot. Rise up, draw energy from the earth with you into the pose. Now here we go, Warrior 1, just like downward facing dog. Push down through the down and out through the knife edge. Firm this back leg. Inwardly rotate the upper thigh as you send the right thigh back in space. Then hug the hip points up. Lift the ribs away from the hips and inhale the arms high. Even if only one of those cues resonated, that makes me super happy. Big inhale. Exhale, bind the hands behind the back. Puff up the chest. Hold. Big inhale. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Right shoulder coming towards the inside of the right knee. If you're a very advanced yogi, maybe your head's on the floor. Otherwise, big lunge. Stack the right knee over the right ankle. Relax the head and neck. Send the right hip back in space. It tends to want to jut out to the side. 2 more breaths. Now inhale, lift up halfway. Listen carefully. Pivot on the back foot. Keep the bind. We're coming into standing figure 4 pose. Gaze forward. Lift the chest. Bend the back leg. Take your time. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And then send the booty back. Keep the bind, chest lifted, core active, left foot is flexed. Breathe with me. Another inhale. Exhale, release the foot and the hands. Inhale, come up, Utkatasana. Drop hips, lift chest, chair pose. Big inhale. Exhale to drop the hips down to the mat. Down, 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 down. Meet me in Navasana boat pose. Maybe your hands are behind the thighs. Like mine, toes are spreading. Chest is lifting. 3 breaths. Last inhale. Exhale, plant the feet, hands come behind the body. We're rising up into reverse tabletop. So fingertips face the front of the mat. On an inhale breath, push into the hands, lift the hips high. Keep the knees tractioning into the midline. Hug the core up, which means hug the tailbone up towards the sky. Let the shoulders open. 1 more breath. Exhale, lower down. Oh yeah. Here we go, Vinyasa. Cross the ankles, rock forward. We're planting the hands. You choose. You can step back plank, lower down Cobra, hop back Chaturanga, upward facing dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Here we go. Alrighty, we're all in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Bend that knee, let the hip open. Inhale to square the hips off, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to nose, round, plant. Back foot comes to that 45-degree angle. Firm up the legs. Draw energy from the earth. Rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Settle into your pose. You're rooting down through the knife edge. You're drawing that energy up through the back leg, inwardly rotating the upper thigh. sending this hip, the left hip back, and then hugging up through your pelvic floor. So lifting the hip points. And fingertips go high. Big inhale here with me. Exhale, bind behind the back. Lift the chest again. Hold. Big inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee. Takes a little bit of movement, yeah? Once you get there, send that left hip back. It likes to jet out to the side. And breathe. Relax the head and neck. Legs are firm. They're active. They're supporting you. One more breath. Inhale, lift the gaze. Keep the bind. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Gaze it forward. Hug the core in. Rise up. Standing figure four. I totally forgot the name of the pose. Sit those hips back. Keep the bind. Draw the chest forward. Right foot is flexed. And release the bind, release the legs. Big inhale, sit the hips low. Meet me in Utkatasana. Last time. Let's hold for 5. Sit back in the heels. Length on the front and back side body. Big inhale. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Hips drop, make space. I like to open my knees and then sit down, Navasana boat pose. You choose. If you're feeling strong enough and like your low back won't round, you can release the hands and straighten the legs. If you're like me and you're kind of working on your core, you can keep the legs bent and together. Reach the hands forward for 3. And release. This time you have an option, reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Either way, hands still come behind you, fingertips face forward. If you're coming into reverse tabletop, you're like this, just like before. If you're coming into a reverse plank, extend the legs long. The goal is to bring the big toe up down to the mat, alrighty? Here we go, big inhale. Lift that chest, lift those hips. Last breath. Exhale, lower down. Take a moment. Dandasana staff pose. Legs are active, toes are flexed. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. We've got 5 breaths. Enjoy the forward fold. Last round of breath. Inhale, rise up. Swing the legs around. Meet me on your belly for bow pose. Dhanurasana. So bow pose is an advanced posture. If you feel like it's too much, you can lay down, bend the back leg, and just work the heel towards the glute. And find a nice calf stretch, okay? You can also work half bow with your hands at a 45-degree angle, like a forearm plank, and kick the foot into the hand. And you can try both sides. Alrighty? So if you're coming with me for full bow, forehead on the earth, bend the knees, reach back for the tops of the feet or the ankles. We'll do 2 rounds. So before we lift up, hug the core. Find that engagement. On an inhale breath, you'll kick your feet into your hands, rise up. Here we go. And lower down. Stack both hands on top of one another. Forehead rests. Shimmy your hips. One more. Here we go. Bend the knees. If you're trying half bow pose, you would go to the other side now. So on an inhale breath, try to keep those knees together as you rise up. Here we go. Kick feet into hands, lift. Breathe. One more breath. Lower down. Stack the hands. Shimmy the hips. All right, we're almost at Shavasana. One more really nice stretch. So from your belly, extend your left arm straight out. Tent up onto your right fingertips. You're rolling onto the left hip. And you're bringing the right leg behind you, planting the foot here. If you want, you can drape the right arm behind the back. And breathe for 5. Let all that energy we just created melt whatever armor you have on, whatever walls you've built so high. And tell your heart, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I acknowledge you, and I want to be with you, right? It's so easy to disconnect. Let's use this as an opportunity to reconnect. Last breath. Unroll the body. Other side, right arm extends straight out, left fingertips prop up, roll on your right hip, and this left knee now bends. You choose. Left fingertips can stay, or you can drape them behind the back. 5 breaths. Last inhale. Slowly release back down to the mat. Push on up to a seated position. Actually, if you're coming straight into Shavasana, just roll onto your back. But if you are using props like me, this is the time to get your props. So I'm going to use a bolster and keep it horizontally on my mat and have it directly across my upper back with my armpits hanging off, okay? Huge, huge shoulder opening, yeah? You can also take it vertically and have a more mild opening, and if you have 2 blocks, you can set up for a restorative fish pose. So you choose what you want. You made it to the end of the class. Thank yourself for getting here. Either way, let's all extend our legs, whatever we're in. Begin to settle into your chosen Shavasana. Whatever last movements you need to make, please make them. Few nice cleansing breaths to bring yourself into the moment. And relax. You deserve this. Your heart deserves this. Enjoy Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Breathe into your heart space. Feel how open and relaxed you feel, how much space you've made. And as you deepen your breath, invite small movements, the fingertips and the toes and the ankles and the wrists. And when you're ready, bring the legs together and reach those arms overhead. Exhale to bend the knees. Find fetal pose on your side. When you get there, take a moment and thank yourself for showing up, for taking time to focus on your heart, to take care of your health and your well-being and your vitality, and for being part of this yoga community. Next inhale, lift on up, keep those eyes closed, meet me in a seated upright position. Once you get there, bring a big smile to your face. Inhale the arms out to the side, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale them down through heart center. Let's close with a juicy Om. Big inhale. Thumbs to forehead, gently bow. My heart sees, honors, and respects your heart. Namaste. What a good practice, right? Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. Know that if you feel this spaciousness in your body, and especially if you're someone who works a lot on a computer, you can deconstruct this sequence and find individual exercises that you can do throughout your day to feel good, okay? That is underlined, bold, and italicized, feel good. All right, as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you're not part of the tribe, click the link in the description below. And if you want to learn more about 𝗪𝗏𝗃 Yoga Studio here in Grenada, you can also find a link to their upcoming True Sleep Wellness Retreat. Essentially, the entire focus is how to sleep well. Sounds incredible, yeah? I'll meet you back here next week, as always, to continue your yoga journey and living your journey.